Hey, and welcome back to the Custom Mod Showcase. This is Fort.WAD, released in 2002 by a gamer whose alias is in another language I'm just going to butcher, so I'm just going to go by his other name, Duke, and I will transcribe here whatever the hell that name is. I am sorry, Duke. Picking up on ultraviolence because there is no other skill that technically exists, and we have Brown. Brown with a misaligned, or at the very least not properly done texture above the door. He really should have unpegged that. That would look so much tidier. Not a secret there. We don't have any secrets around us. Chainsaw. Woot. And a shotgun guy. Yay! We have locked doors and no keys, so naturally we have to go and find the keys. Hang on. Okay, so it's the way the textures there are... Okay. No, it's actually not terrible. I don't know how I feel about this. He's done the right thing by having a light texture breaking up the two. You should generally try and have something like this bordering new textures, but this just feels like my first WAD at the same time. Oh, really? Oh, thank you for that. Let's check the ceilings. Oh, cheap. Okay. Then one of the other rules is you should generally try and only change texture, floor and ceiling textures. Ow, asshole! When you change the elevation. Oh, and of course I'm playing this on a keyboard with Doom Retro, hence my less than perfect agility. Well, that's interesting. I'm guessing this was made with perhaps DEU, because he hasn't aligned the textures, which would have given that a really nice seamless effect instead of a almost epileptic feel there, the way it jitters. Okay, are there any secrets along here? No. We can hear somewhere along there some kind of crusher. Oh. Got us an SSG gun. Okay, that's just bad. I'm sorry, but that just feels off. What are they doing? Why bother with this little step then? Why bother? Oh, I hate that. I hate that. My immersion. He's got the texture on one side of the side def only. Ugh. I don't know. 0 out of 10. Thank you. Well. Ouch. But it doesn't sound like we've aggroed anything else. Do you mind? Make sure there are no others chasing up behind us. Got a berserk pack that I'd rather save at this point. Yep, we did want the shells. Do we have a backpack? No, we don't. Whoa. That's why we get a backpack, a berserk pack. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm glad I saved. Pick that up. And run. I'll take the infighting. Oh, don't you fucking dare. Ow. Is that all of them? That's all of them, right. I'll take that berserk now. We'll leave the box of shells down in the drink for the moment. But we'll pick up what we can. Okay, so the level's growing on me. I hate to admit it, but it's growing on me despite things like that poorly aligned ceiling. But it's also pretty unremarkable in what we're doing. It's just going from one coloured room to another really with the same hit scanners in each. So there's that crusher we could hear. Might as well pick that up. Still no secrets apparently. I don't quite know what the point of... I suppose at least it's consistently a half on each side. I can hear it. Oh, it's there. I'll actually be disappointed if we don't get a cyber team. Wow. Well, that was something. I'll actually give that serious points. Minus the invul, I don't know how I feel about that, but that actually got me. That was probably the... That's a good jump scare. It's probably the best jump scare I've had since picking up the, there's a weapon in Legend of Grimrock 2 that has a similar trap attached to it. That was good. Well played, Duke. Well played. Now, where do we put this blue key? What's down here? Nothing we can get to yet. Oh, really? I just noticed that. I'm positive you could unpeg textures in even the earliest versions of DEU. I don't think there's really any excusing that. Red key, no key. Oh, this takes me back to Unreal. Red key, entirely unnecessary plasma gun at this point. neat. What does this do? Purely aesthetic. We jump across from it? We probably could have if I were any more competent. But this is me, so good luck with that. I was hoping for one of these walls to drop down and release, I don't know, a horde of Archviles, Revenants. So that's a switch we're not touching yet. And that was close. Quick save. Ew. Just ew. No, you use them in isolation and you use the regular brick texture in between. This is a little more tolerable. But put a slightly lighter sector around the column so it looks like they're actually doing something. Is that it? That's seriously all that did? Wow, okay. I expected anything more than that. It's a neat room, it builds it up and then it, well, gives us a paint elemental. Fucking root. Oh dear. So, that opens that door because we know how to use switches. Picked up a backpack at some point too, apparently. Wow. Need to get them attacking each other somehow. Oh, that was something. That was a start. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Where'd those medkits go? Now, is there an impossible... I think he's either stuck there by that barrel or it's marked as monsters can't cross it. Otherwise he'd be down here by now. Whoops, I didn't mean to grab that. Let's pick up the blue one instead. Way too much armor there. Give us one or the other. Probably the green one would have sufficed. What's with all the rockets? This has to be a cyber demon this time. Or not. Seriously? Oh, they're shaped like little jets. Oh, that's a cute touch. Now give me a fucking cyber demon. Feeling a little ripped off. Let's switch away from the fucking rocket launcher in the tight corridor now. Well, we got the yellow key. What does that get us? That was reasonably well played. What's the... I think it's pointing us in the direction of the exit. Naturally, we're going to go the other way. Oh, really? Just why? Why? Well... I don't get why we needed the SS troopers there. There are plenty of other hit scanners to do that job. Naturally we use rockets in here. Oh, down here. I'd forgotten about this bit. That does nothing. That reminds me of something out of Duke Nukem. They are neat little touches, those mechanical things along the way. Though some of the texture choices are just gross. I'm sorry, Duke, but some of these textures are just... no. Oh dear. Archvile. Wow. Now the readme for this map was entirely in I'm going to assume one of the Cyrillic language countries. I couldn't make heads or tails of anything in there except the word Duke by the author's name. I've got to wait for that again. Jeez. So I don't know if there's a story to this map or not. I don't know if we're stuck in some ancient underground bunker or something. Oh, this is painful. What were you thinking? Oh my god, he could have given us some elevator music or something for the map while we were waiting for this. Alright. You watch, there'll be something else on it now that we have to kill, and by the time we finish killing it, we won't be able to get back on it again. Might not sound like I'm doing anything, but I'm actually trying to count the textures as they go past. Eat shit! So it won't be behind us, we know that much at least. Simply because of the way the Doom engine works, so it'll be one of these three. Neat touch with the door track texture along the sides there. He does stuff like that, but then he doesn't align his textures. Just what the actual fuck? Quick save. Why is he giving us a BFG? certainly don't need it for that. Maybe if those bars hadn't been there, we might have needed a BFG. We don't even need to go out there to grab the soul sphere. And I will bet this is the exit? No. It's along here. We made our escape, Wolfenstein Episode 1 style. Well, that was actually... I don't want to say it was a terrible map, because it wasn't terrible, but my god, it certainly... It was unbalanced, it was too easy, we had way too many resources for what we were up against. It could have stood with at least 8 or 9 more archviles, maybe a handful of cyber demons and a horde of revenants, none of which were present. Textures, well, I whinged enough about the textures as we went along. There were some really cute touches, some really neat artistic bits that he had, and then he went and picked some truly atrocious textures for some rooms that made no point whatsoever and couldn't even align them. And I'm willing to bet that whatever application he used at that point had that ability to, for example, unpeg a texture. But overall, far from the worst I've played, just not quite the best. Anyway, until whatever I play next, cheers!